The everyday sling from Peak Design. How does it stand up now in 2023? Is it still competitive with some of the new kids on the block like the Alpaca Sling series? Let's find out. Welcome to David Does. Today, David does a sling review, specifically the Peak Design Everyday Sling, the 6-liter variant. I'm convinced that summer 2023 is the summer of the sling. We're ditching the backpacks and going to something a little bit slimmer. I have really enjoyed my Alpaca Air Sling version 2. I have a whole video on that, you should check that out, but this bag is for a different use in my mind. If you're familiar with Peak Design at all, you know they make very high quality products. A lot of their products have photography and videography in mind. Actually, I use their one of their camera straps a lot. I really like this. I'm gonna put some more information in the description in case you wanna check this out. This bag is specifically made for using it with a camera. You could, of course, take some of those features away and just use this as a little bit of a larger sling to carry all of your other gear if you're not into cameras. But in my mind, I wanted a camera bag that is smaller than the other camera bag that actually came with my Sony whenever I purchased it from B&H, which is right back here. As you can see, this is actually quite a beefy bag. This is huge. It is the traditional camera bag that you would see in the early 2000s, like the newspaper guy running around with. Really nice, and it has like this rain fly to completely waterproof it, but it's just huge. And this seems to be a little bit slimmer, in my opinion, a little bit more stylish. And I have been liking it so far. I haven't had very much experience with this in the field, but it is a Peak Design product, which I've used their things in the past. I don't expect anything less than the best. Looking at this thing, there's a main compartment right here. This is actually how you will get to the camera compartment. On the inside, they have these flex dividers that are very similar to the Peter McKinnon ones. I really like Peter McKinnon's products from Nomadic. I have a whole video on one of his backpacks, check it out. But essentially, you have this compartment which is completely customizable to you. If you want to take these out, move them left or right, pretty much do anything you can think of to make your camera fit. My Sony a7 IV fits in here perfectly with my larger Tamron lens. In the behind here, you have what I would call like a notepad compartment, but what I'm going to use this for is an iPad slot. I like to take my iPad mini with me most places, especially if I'm going to set up my camera, because I use my iPad mini as my monitor. Around the front of this, there is a small zipper compartment. And actually, this sling is technically a version 2 of this sling. So if you haven't checked in on this bag in a few years, there's gonna be a few things different. I would say they're very mindful and tasteful upgrades from version 1. And the big one is first that this main compartment opens a bit, it's much larger of an opening so you can get things in and out of it very easy. I like that. And from what I can read is this zipper compartment has some dividers in here that are new to this version. Of course, whenever you find this, you're gonna have like this little warranty card or if you need help. But what I really like about this is there are battery slots. These fit my Sony camera batteries perfectly. I can imagine this is gonna work fine with your Canon. If we use some of the smaller frame cameras as well, they're gonna work just fine. But what I really like about this bag are these straps. I want to get back to this. This is something I really appreciate that they included that I wish the Peter McKinnon Nomadic backpacks would start including. We'll get back to that. But this main compartment, very big. Everything I need fits in here. I think it will fit for you. If you have a question about whether or not something will fit in here, let me know. Whenever I was reviewing that Alpaca Air Sling version 2, I had a commenter ask if an iPad Air 5th generation would fit into that bag. I have no idea. I don't have an iPad Air, but I'm more than happy to find a stand-in or make one and see if it fits. I don't know, maybe that will help you out. It's the benefit of supporting a smaller channel like mine, so if you're not subscribed, subscribe. But anyhow, that is the main compartment of this. Around the front, they have an additional zipper compartment. I would use this for just storing extra things. If you want to kind of condense your everyday carry, like your wallet and everything, your phone, that will store very nicely in the front of this. It also has a gray lining. The gray lining is so nice so you can easily find little, if you have a battery that's wandering around inside of your bag, it's very easy to spot it and pull it out. Along the back, they have this additional strap here. So if you want to just grab this and go, you can. The more places to grab onto this bag, the better. as long as it's not impacting the aesthetic look of this bag. And this is certainly tucked away. You can barely see this, especially from the front view. But these straps, which I really want to point out, are made so you can essentially attach something down below here that's cylindrical. Maybe a blanket, that's what I saw on the website, some, your tripod, whatever you can fit down there. It's something that I wish they included with the Nomadic everyday backpack. It's something that a lot of people seem to complain about, myself included, that they have actually this slot here to put your tripod, and they have a piece up top where you're supposed to strap it down to, but they don't include the straps. They really should include those. But anyhow, I just love that they have them. I think that this bag was very well thought out. The strap itself, this is actually what's similar with my Peak Design camera sling, is that the adjuster here has this nice handle, and this little piece clips up, and now you can grab this and move it around very easily. You know how these things work. You have these on your backpack, you have these on your other slings. You gotta if you want to adjust them, you gotta lift the backpack up so you can actually pull the thing up and down. This makes it so you don't have to do that. It's just so easy to adjust it. I like it a lot on my camera sling because if I'm going from just having it on my side to bringing my arm under it to actually using it, it is so easy to adjust, very quick. You don't have to mess around with it very much. Overall, I think this sling is well worth the cost. I think it's about 120 bucks online. I think this is a really nice bag. If you have any questions about this bag, put it in the comments. I'm a very small YouTube channel. I just started out, so make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching. David Does.